You guys, today, Caitlin Clark got fined $200. Kathy, what do you think you are accomplishing by that? What kind of message do you think you're accomplishing by doing? You're not even making an example out of her by fining her an exorbitant amount of money. You are literally making a joke out of yourself by fining her such a little.
You guys, today Caitlin Clark got fined $200. $200. Kathy, seriously, what are you trying to accomplish with that? What kind of message are you sending by punishing your league's biggest star over something so small? This doesn't make the WNBA look tough. It makes it look petty. Instead of showing leadership, you're showing insecurity. You're not even making an example out of her. You're just making a joke out of yourself.
Okay, and we know how this works because Sophie Cunningham has told us how this works. If you talk about the refereeing, if you talk about the officiating, on the InstaFace, on the TikToks, on the Twitters, any of that social media, in the public, in the interview, if you mouth it in the shower, Kathy Engelbert will peek in and look around at you and point at you and be like, you're fined. Even though she won't clean up the officiating in her trash-ass league? Okay.
Once again, the WNBA finds itself in the middle of yet another embarrassing controversy. And this time, it's not about missed calls or biased officiating during the game. No, this time, it's about punishing the very person who's been carrying your league on her back. Caitlin Clark didn't cuss out a ref. She didn't break a rule. She made a light-hearted comment. Yet somehow, the league thought that was worth a fine.
So during the game, we saw here, the Fever players celebrating. I would assume based on the reaction that this was after the Lexi Hull steal and everything. And Caitlin Clark on Instagram commented this: refs couldn't stop us. Elite bench mob. It wasn't for the lack of trying. Glad they're having fun and celebrating like no other teams. Will she get fined for saying that? Yeah, she got fined.
Here's what actually happened. After the Fever beat the Atlanta Dream in the playoffs, Caitlin jumped on Instagram and commented on a team post. Refs couldn't stop us. Elite bench mob. That's it. For harmless words. And what does the WNBA do? They fine her $200. I mean, really? You're telling me that's worth a fine? It's beyond absurd. It's almost like saying if you even mention the word ref as a Fever player, boom, you're fined.
When you're on the WNBA's time or the NFL's time or the NBA's time, getting fined, when you're on their time, criticizing the officials, calling out the officiating, I've seen players get fined for that. But when you're on your own time, well, now, other than Sophie Cunningham, Caitlin Clark seems to be the two players that come to my mind of players getting fined, criticizing the officials, doing it on their own time, quote unquote, off the clock.
What makes this worse is the timing. The Fever are in the middle of their deepest playoff run in nearly a decade, shocking everyone by beating the Las Vegas Aces in Game 1. You'd think the WNBA would be celebrating that moment, but instead, they're busy scrolling through Instagram, looking for something to find Caitlin Clark over. That's not leadership. That's insecurity in action.
The hate is real. The hate is real, Kathy. I see you hating on us from a mile away, Kathy Engelbert. We all see it. You out here trying to find Caitlin Clark. You out here finding the one person who's actually bringing money into this league. What a joke. You're mad that the Indiana Fever are here right now. Y'all didn't expect us to get this far. Y'all really didn't expect it. We got Sophie Cunningham exposing the whole league agenda. Exposing them. Caitlin Clark mocking them all on Twitter, all on Instagram, everywhere, because they are.
And it's not like this is new. Sophie Cunningham has already told us how this works. If you criticize the officiating, even on your own social media, you're getting fined. Doesn't matter if you're on TikTok, X, or whisper in your shower. Kathy Engelbert's going to find out and hand you a ticket. It's ridiculous. The league refuses to fix bad refereeing, but has no problem punishing players for saying the obvious.
What world do we live in? Like, I'm pretty sure she just said the refs can't stop them celebrating. This isn't even her going at refs. It's literally like if you say the word refs and you're an Indiana Fever player, you're going to get fined. If you say the word refs as a Fever player, the word referees has to be spoken, cannot be said by an Indiana Fever player, otherwise it's a fine. And the worst part is if they got fined for celebrating. So I don't think, only she got fined, not everybody. There's other people on the floor, everything. She's not, like, they're celebrating, the timeout's been called, or the foul's been called, it is what it is.
Caitlin Clark didn't even take the fine seriously, and honestly, who would? She posted on X, laughing about it, saying, "Got fined $200 for this LOL," with a bunch of laughing emojis. Even her teammate Sophie Cunningham joined in, joking that they should start a GoFundMe to cover it. They're literally mocking the league for being this petty. And rightfully so, this fine is a joke.
The WNBA definitely got to play these women more. You got to pay these women more. Because what the hell is a $200 fine? This picture right here is giving me Mom Made Pizza Rolls vibes. Mom Made Pizza Rolls and everybody. Ah! Caitlin Clark was fined $200 for her comments she left on the IG post. She said refs couldn't stop us, meaning they advanced to the next round despite the refs trying to throw them a curveball every game, despite having to play against the refs. And the league said, "Oh hell nah, you gotta run me that. You gotta run me that 200. You got to run me that 200."
Let's be real. $200 means nothing to Caitlin Clark. Her WNBA salary is around $78,000, but her Nike and Gatorade deals are worth millions. This fine represents 0.007% of her net worth. It's not about the money, it's about the message. The league is saying, don't question us. And that's what's wrong here. Instead of fixing the problem, they're trying to silence the people who notice it.
That Sophie has got jokes. She retweeted this. That's really going to break the bank for her. Starting a GoFundMe now. Sophie, you got jokes. Hun, you got jokes. Yeah. So Sophie Cunningham Central, I'll donate.
Think about how ridiculous this is. Instead of talking about the Fever's historic playoff run, instead of celebrating women's basketball reaching new heights, the WNBA decides to hand out fines over Instagram comments. That's where their energy goes, not improving officiating, not growing the game, not supporting players, but micromanaging social media posts.
Rather than fining players for being excited on the bench and for letting it be known how trash your referees are, why don't you start fining referees for not calling fouls? Why don't you start putting that type of energy into making sure the game is played better? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do that? Because that would be nice. That would be nice if you could do that.
Officiating has been a problem all season long, and everyone knows it. Players, coaches, and fans have all complained about inconsistent calls, missed fouls, and bias. Coaches have been fined. Players have been ejected. Fans have had enough. But instead of holding referees accountable, the league fines anyone who dares to say something. It's insane.